Is it better now? Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how much you get for my presentation, but I think you get most of it.
Somebody steals the stuff.
A manual from EASA, operation manual for the use of UAS in environmental studies. Included an example. So briefly, I will ask the people from teams if you can present themselves, just a couple of words and area of interest to know each other and to know what we are doing in the day-by-day work. So I will start with the ladies first.
Okay, probably suggest a name. Because,
Stefana, can you start, please?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
My name is Stefana Ionanu. I'm an operations manager at Skyline Drones, a drone service provider based in Romania. And I helped write the guidelines for the operations manual.
Thank you, Stefana. Daria?
Hello, everyone. My name is Daria Strelnikova. I am a senior researcher at the Carinthia University of Applied Sciences in Austria. Our research group, Siena, works on environmental monitoring applications with the use of UAS. And my focus is twofold. On one hand, this is risk assessment for UAS operations based on geodata, and the second is the monitoring of rivers with the use of UAS. And using the skills acquired in our research over the last several years, I have worked together with Stefana to prepare a template for the operations manual and concept of operations for this cooperation with EASA.
Okay. I know that Anna she's unavailable. Someone else from Teams? Jose? Happy to see you. We cannot hear you. Okay. Maybe later.
You can try to change your microphone settings because
Okay, we'll start with the people from that are physically, and then we will come again to Jose. Giuseppe?
Yeah.
Yes, you can stay there.
I don't know if, okay, I'm here, okay. So my name is Giuseppe Giraulo from University of Palermo. I teach remote sensing for environment for 20 years, so it's a long time. I worked a lot with proximity sensing during last 5 years. We have drones also. We have a upper spectral camera. We work a lot on energy balance, soil moisture, and also water quality. So lake, river, and sea water quality.
Okay, microphone should be off. They can-
I think they can hear us.
Okay. Hi, yeah, good morning. This is Salvatore Manfreda. I'm full professor at the University Federico II of Naples. My area of interest is mainly hydrology. So I think we know each other
Well enough.
well enough.
Yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Laszlo Bertrand, and I'm here the local organizer of the meeting. In our department, we work with UAS for a while. We usually do with river monitoring and also even monitoring of in-built environments, mapping of solar panels, or the automatic segmentation of building structure and stuff like that. And we are really interested on the improvements of the US operations and say to establish better even rules in the European context.
Okay, thank you. If you can speak louder, because the mic is a little bit far.
All the way at the end. So James Dietrich, I spoke yesterday. I'm observing today, but I do UAS and river monitoring.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gernot Paulus. I'm a professor for geoinformation at Carinthia University of Applied Sciences. I'm also leading there a research group named SIENA, stands for Spatial Informatics for Environmental Applications. And since more than 10 years, we are working on using UAVs for different types of environmental applications, and also working on this topic, legal issues of drone missions risk assessment in the context of the new EASA regulations.
Thank you. Gernot. Actually, we have some of your work in our operation manual. So
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. Daria and Gernot also. Please.
Good morning to all of you. My name is Miran Kotsev. I'm from Bulgaria. I am a researcher at the Institute of Oceanology in Varna on the Bulgarian Atlantic coast. My PhD is in coastal geomorphology and morphodynamics. I work in this field and we are using UAVs for coastal mapping and also for habitat identification and interpretation. This is it.
Hi everybody, my name is Nicolas Francos. I am a PhD student at Tel Aviv University under the supervision of Professor Eyal Ben-Dor, and I focus my PhD study in the gap between field and laboratory spectral observations and the application of soil spectral libraries in drones and satellite data to monitor soil attributes. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Brigitte Sabu. I am working for the Institute for Soil Sciences in Hungary. Our group, mainly with János Mészáros, we contribute to the hyperspectral surveys for harmonics.
Thank you, Brigitta.
Hello everybody, my name is Beatriz Vulceanu. I work for Politehnica University Timișoara. I'm interested in creating 3D models from drone images, mostly for cultural heritage objects, but I want to improve my skills and get to know more regarding monitoring disasters or environmental issues.
Thank you, Beatriz.
Hello everyone, I'm Martinas from Klaipėda University, and my field of research is habitat mapping and mostly focusing on the macrophyte aquatic vegetation mapping using UAVs.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Jonas Gintauskas from Klaipėda University. I'm first year PhD student. Here's my supervisor just were talking. And my main objective is to map coastal habitats in different lagoons, and that's it.
Super. Okay. If you want to say something, no? We still have some students from Debrecen. Thank you very much for your presence. If there are some colleagues that want to present themselves, please, there is still space. Yes.
Are you working on
Hello
submerged
everyone,
vegetation?
my name is
Yes.
Yogender and I'm a second year master student at Faculty ITC, University of Twente, Netherlands. And for my master's research, I'm working on the integration of UAV-based LiDAR and camera sensors with optimization of errors. Yeah,
Super.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any others? No. Jose, the last, but not the last.
Still cannot hear you.
We cannot hear you, but we know you well.
Can you reconnect, please? Maybe we can solve.
I will present you, Joseph. I will say nice things about you. And maybe you can connect again. Okay? You'll try to reconnect.
No. We cannot hear him. The rest we were able to hear the others.
So it's a matter of his microphone.
His microphone.
So Jose is our friend, and he was in working group 1 from the beginning. He is the director of School of Topografia in Politecnica of Madrid, and he is specialist in geoinformatics and remote sensing, and LiDAR is his
Everyday bread.
everyday bread. Yes. Thank you, Giuseppe. So thank you very much for your interest. As you can see, we are here from different areas, and what we would like to do next is to see. I mean, the cost was just the beginning. Harmonious was just the beginning. Now we know what you are. We know what we are doing. We have this marvelous network. So the question is not how we can do it further. It's we can do it further through this idea. So what I want to see now is if you have some ideas, if we can split in groups, or of course we cannot work all of the same idea, but yeah, if we can have some ideas how we can do it better in the future, in the near future and long term also. Salvatore, do you want to say something?
So thank you, Sorin. Just a curiosity. People from home can hear me well. Yes. Thank you. So my personal idea about this this network. First of all, I would like to make again my presentation. I'm Salvatore Manfreda, and it is 3 days that I don't fly at Rome. So welcome to the community. So no, the real motivation. First of all, this is probably last meeting we have in Harmonious, which is fine. It's a sort of party for us because we have to celebrate what has been achieved so far. We have a lot of success story in this trip, and so we must be happy of what has been done. On the other hand, this network also represents a strong one, and it has a good reputation in EU, and it also has achieved a good reputation for cost agency. So we have been trying through the time to achieve or to apply for new programs. One was partially satisfying because we applied for an Horizon 2020, which Horizon Europe, sorry, which is not a very competitive call, with new ideas that we put on the table. And I think that we can build on the base of these new ideas, new context. I probably will talk about the idea of Karimo later on, but in general, there are a lot of potential in the activity that have been done so far that could be channeled in new projects. Right now, I checked on the web. The EU calls have been posted on pause for the issue of the war that we are experiencing, since the COVID was not enough for us. So we also went into a war history that is that we hope will finish soon, because nobody understands the reason of this conflict. But the calls, and as usual, life will continue, and our activities that we love to do as a community, regardless origins and regardless the place where we live and our race and whatsoever, because we are smart enough to go beyond all this. Is something that we should go for. What we have been doing more recently is to go for a call on the construction of an infrastructure with the EUFA. With the group of EUFA, I accepted to propose a new call providing a network of facilities. This will mean that in this call we may probably be involved as a harmonious network to provide support and assistance in a European network of facilities for monitoring health system with our drones. Of course, we will find if this proposal is funded, we will find also the way this will be compensated economically or in research outcomes. Now, according to all these initiatives, the question and the scope of the meeting of today should be really to discuss about what is next for Working Group 1 and what are the common things that can put us forward in new initiatives and new options of collaborations. I mean, this can go through many many small initiatives. For instance, I know that many of us are working on building Erasmus interactions among universities, which is great, and it's the way certainly that could let be alive this interaction among this group of people. But if there are other options that you may propose or you may think of, this is I mean, today will be dedicated to this. So any suggestions, any comment, any news about calls that we can focus or that we can point in the coming months will be certainly good. Of course, you all know that we also applied for cost innovation grants that we will know something about it in few months, I think. I will be in Brussels on May to discuss about the closure of the project and also about collateral issues. So all this is the state of the art and what has been done so far. So my suggestion is to try to focus on this. Probably we will try to make the same discussion with the MC tomorrow, because this is really what we would like to stress as an opportunity. And finally, I have to say that I'm really happy of what Daria, Stefana did with just 15 days of work. They have been really excellent, and they made more of what we expected, really a lot more. We have now in our hands a document that could be also used as a reference for other activities. What is my priority right now is, of course, try to capitalize this work. So, and as I told them, we have two options. The first one is urgently to talk with EASA to know what they think about the document, if it can be published officially in their homepage, which would be our biggest success. Alternatively, I tell you, for me, it's worth it to publish independently if it's not published as a EASA document. So we'll try to find the funds to promote this publication as eventually as an open access small book. Deprian, I don't know how to call this, our guidelines. So it will be the official guidelines of Harmonious afterward. It could be revised if you think it. This could be also discussed because there may be a round of review internal if you think this may be beneficial. And in this, probably, I would like to know the opinion of Sorin, Daria, and Stefana in order to get the best from this work. Okay, so let's move on.
If I may add something, Salvatore, another purpose of our group, it was to go to our knowledge to the businesses or help the businesses with our knowledge. That's why I invited yesterday Bogdan and they are partners. And also this thing with EASA, it's again, how our knowledge can go further harmonious. So we have here Stefana, who's representing a big company from Romania in this field. So, of course, the scientific and find a scientific idea is very important from us like researchers. But if our research is applied in the businesses, the impact is even better. So we can go in both directions, Salvatore, if you agree.
Yeah. Why not? But what do you mean with this? So if you
so
into
in
the
Romania,
business, what does it mean? How our activities could be beneficial? How could be used? How can be exploited?
In Romania,
what do you expect?
There will be some calls that will finance the idea, the research idea who are going in businesses.
Innovative. Yeah, sure. But this is all European.
Yes. So this is what I mean. I mean, if we have some ideas that can be applied with our partners for business, it's even better. So, because let's start, if I can start smoothly, because we are representing different universities, one idea is if we can find a call for an Erasmus Mundus that it's related to this topic, because this is not so hard to achieve. And we are more than 5 universities here. We have a background, we have equipment, we we have expertise and knowledge, and an Erasmus Mundus, I think, will be good for our universities, and we can go further with our research. What do you think? Yes, Gernot.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. So just for example, we just submitted a proposal within the National Aviation Research Program in the context of developing a curriculum for, so we call it a drone pilot academic education. Because what we see is that at the moment there are no officially accepted educations out there for drone pilots, and their requirements, as we see here, are becoming more and more complex. In terms, it's not just about flying the drone, but also the legal aspects, all the sensor details, all the data processing, all the data documentation. So all the technical things of a drone with the sensor. So I think this can be a very nice framework for also such.
And would it be like a graduate program or?
It's actually an exploratory program. So it's an exploratory project just to think about what is actually the current state.
Okay.
So at the end, it would be the goal that it will be accepted by EASA from so that it also gets sort of a legal stamp. And what we've also seen yesterday in the presentation from the colleague from the USGS, they also have already some of these education programs and modules. So that at the end, it will be sort of really a new job profile, job opportunities. And this would also fit very well again in the European Union goals for just creating new and innovative jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a good idea, yeah. We can organize also high-level master inside the Mundus.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think we have to go for this option.
Okay, so one option is an Erasmus Mundus. Do you know where the call are for Erasmus Mundus? Can you, Giuseppe? Because I would be nice to have a calendar at the end of the meeting, if it's possible. So
yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments to this idea?
No, the idea of Erasmus, I have a comment regarding the funding opportunity. We experienced several funding, and I have to be honest.
Be honest then.
Please.
No, I have the. It should probably. Okay, but I think you can hear me regardless my connection. So we tried different ways. We tried live projects. We tried Horizon projects, and we've been. I personally have been involved in several projects, but the degree of freedom offered by the cost action is really pleasant in terms of possibility of interaction, capability to carry out research. It's true that it's limiting in a certain way because it's not giving us the possibility to fund students, which is a limitation. But of course, people that is involved has already his own funds and his own students. And if there is a common interest, everything becomes relatively easy. So in this, I see very positively also a second call for cost, which might be also an opportunity. And I see very positively also Erasmus Mundus, because Erasmus Mundus gives you also the freedom to interact with others, and with the advantage to open positions. So you can open position on a specific topic. Now, I'm not aware about the state of the course because
Yeah,
I
the deadline
know that they were closed
Yeah.
at a certain point.
The deadline for the Erasmus Mundus seems 22nd of March, so it's gone, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, for the next year.
Yeah, but I will check better. Okay.
So there has been one in March.
Yeah.
So we have
But I
one
know,
year.
but I know
That's
there is maybe some other deadline within the 22. Yeah, I may add some. In my opinion, I mean, also seeing which are the topics that are present here. The water quality of the lagoons or river and lakes and coastal, okay, can be a good topic for the future. Okay, so maybe we can also think to focus the attention on this. Okay,
This is something that
Yes, and
coastal
also
is in the
erosion.
list.
Yeah.
and also I know that we are not all of it from. I mean, there are some Danube calls, and Danube goes to Austria, to Germany, to Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria. So this is, I don't know if we can take some external experts when we are writing. I'm sure that we can, but also if we can find some Danube codes for water quality, for just we are just sharing the idea now. I mean, we are not going to. So, any ideas that you have?
From there are two level of options from my perspective. One, to be realistic, no. One is the identification of a general head or umbrella that could let the interaction survive throughout time, which could be possible only on big projects.
Yeah.
So you cannot point small projects. For instance, in some of the calls of Horizon Europe, you could you could involve most of the participants, but not all the research institutes that we do have in our group, which might be a limitation. For instance, in most of the calls, I see that number of participants is limited to 12, 15. This is, but it has to be a very big call with 3 million euro available. 12 is great. I mean, if we think about at the working group level, 12 is more than enough. No? But if you think bigger, then the only options are or the cost, which could be an option. And for the cost, if we are willing to participate with a second opportunity, consider that I think that the community is really well recognized. So
it's very connected. In Harmonious, the community is connected.
So try to, and this will be somehow also tomorrow in the discussion. So we can start thinking of an advancement that move forward the activities that have been done. So this could be clearly a new topic to tackle. I see as a general umbrella, these two options are the general umbrella, Erasmus and the cost itself. And eventually, as additional opportunities, it's worth it to explore even small funding opportunities in all possible ways.
I understand. Okay.
Because there could be, and I've seen it worked a lot, and it worked fine. For instance, transnational funding. There are several calls for transnational cooperation among countries. For instance, EIAL applied for one specific funding for a cooperation with Italy. There has been another within Harmonious. I mean, so basing exploiting the cooperation existing in Harmonious, they've been able to build this additional Harmonious step this additional funding. There is another example that is Laszlo with Germany. So Hungary and Germany, they could get this small budget. It's better than nothing, no? It's worth it to have, and it was somehow also generated by our network. There are bigger examples, but of course, this is just to show what it could happen at different scales of interaction. No?
Also, Janos submitted a proposal, a small one, to cooperate with the Nucleus group, and now he has to find the possibility to cooperate with you. So,
okay, but if you make these small calls, can you give me the info, because all the applications are somehow evaluated because it's a value for the cost
leverage effect of Harmonious.
Yeah, it's somehow.
So, can you hear us well enough?
In the final report, we should report all the calls that have been submitted.
Okay.
So, my suggestion is we don't have much time, and we will not close this discussion in this small working group that we have organized, but we will use the whole day to discuss about this in different contexts of the working groups that have been organized. Some have organized somehow a sort of report of activities, but of course this is also a stimulus to understand what has been done, what could be next, and what are the potential directions for the future. Since we have half an hour, it would be good to know and try to have a round of the table and in this direction to have comments. Of course, trying to involve those that have comments and good suggestions in regarding the opportunities that we can catch around Europe. For instance, just to say to Jose, we are working on this infrastructure call, and in the infrastructure call, we are trying to involve the Skydweller, that is the company that is in Madrid, that is developing this new system for autonomous flight on long distance. And I have to put you in contact with these people. I'll send you now the contact and the web page of the company.
Okay.
Until Salvatore is sending the info to Jose, I see that Jill is here. Hello, Jill. Good to see you. If you want to say a couple of words.
Good morning to everyone. I apologize for the delay, but I was in travel from my home to the university, and there is a lot of traffic to reach the university. So we are here for the last meeting, and I hope that we can continue to collaborate in the future. So I'm open for a collaboration.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Jose? No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Hello, everyone from Spain. And sorry because I'm mixing several screens and microphones, and I don't know what is wrong with my microphone. You are talking about new topics about the future of this working group, and I think Salvatore knows what I'm going to say, because this discussion continue in the past because I think we need to try to explore new sensors in the drones. I remember several years ago with this working group start in Romania, and we explored the possibility or the accuracy of the images from drone in a dam. Do you remember that? And I think we have the opportunity to compare different sensors, because after several years working over images and the accuracy, precisions, and something like that, we have the opportunity to compare this kind of accuracy from images from other kind of sensor, for example, LiDAR. And I think we can try now, because there are different drones with a price not so high like in the past. We could try some drones with LiDAR in order to acquire more data and compare with data from images with different scenarios or something like that. I think it's a very beautiful topic, and there are a lot of people asking about the precisions of LiDAR in a drone. I think there are several universities and a lot of people here in order to work in this new topic. Maybe Erasmus Mundus is another possibility, but this is another thing. And I think we need to publish some articles or papers that relate with LiDAR over drone. Is my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Jose. We'll keep in our track your ideas.
No. I have a question for Jose, because I know what I know what you mean, and it may be a way to go. My comment is the following: can you try to identify a title, which is not trivial, because it doesn't have to be the final title, not of a project, but the title is intended to be somehow the objective that you are willing to point or investigate. It's just an exercise that I can ask, and you can reply maybe tomorrow in the MC, or you can try to identify the title today. But the question is, I understand that the need to test different sensors, and this is something that came also from other people. But the question is, for what purpose? For the accuracy, to enhance some capabilities, to provide guidelines. It's necessary to have clear in mind what is the challenge and what is the objective to achieve, not only for science, but also in consideration of the history of the group, because the idea can be a winning one in terms of cooperation if it is able to aggregate people, and to stimulate others. It doesn't have to be stimulating for everyone. So if it is impactful, but these are the consideration that should be taken in the identification of potential objective that can be shared by anyone. Think about it.
Yes, I think about it. Do you remember when we start to write the papers? I told you that in photogrammetry there are a lot of papers about relate with the accuracy, the precision, the position of the control points, and something like that.
Yeah.
But now there are not a lot of papers relate with the dimensional control of the data from a LiDAR from a drone, because it's a different history. It's completely different, and we can approach this opportunity because I think now we are a very huge group with a very wonderful people working in drones, and now we have the background about the data from images. Now, if we publish a paper relate with LiDAR sensor, I think this paper is going to be a high impact on the community, and it's an opportunity because I remember writing that papers. We try to find the accuracy of the point cloud or something like that, and now with LiDAR the history is completely different, and we can compare different sensors because there are different sensors, not very expensive in the market from LiDAR, from 1,000 euros or something like that, in order to equip in a drone.
1,000.
Yeah. 1,000 for academic purpose, and it's opportunity because do you remember that discussion several years ago was 50,000 or something like that for a real sensor, and that is impossible for us. For the university, it's impossible. But now it's possible to acquire some LiDAR sensor for our drones, and we can start new research relate with the comparison between images and LiDAR.
Yeah, in the reality, there are many aspects that could be approached with the LiDAR. The microtopography, morphology, erosion, interaction with of rivers with bridges, and their forestry. There are options. It's essentially from this working group. It might be a nice topic to focus
Continue.
on. Gilles.
Okay, about LiDAR. I have a small experience in the forestry with aerial LiDAR in forestry, but now I'm working in the monitoring of breakwaters. So I use image, and in future I plan to use also a LiDAR. So for us, the breakwaters are very important because we have a lot. The Atlantic is very energetic. The erosion and the impact on the coast is very problematic. So we need to have special sensors that are cheaper and can be used to do this job of monitoring, a low-cost monitoring approach. So, but of course, LiDAR was built for forestry and for assessing the vertical structure of the vegetation. So I think, but now they are also used for 3D structures, for reconstruction 3D structures. But of course, there are a lot of problems with LiDAR because they need a lot of energy, and the energy needs batteries, and the batteries is implied with the payloads, and the payload capacity of drones are very, very low. So normally the flight time of LiDAR with drones with LiDAR is about 15 minutes. So this is for forestry. 15 minutes is is a short period of time, but for structures is enough. For monitoring structure is enough. Local monitoring of structure is enough. So it can be something in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is thanks for giving us your opinion. So this means that you two, Gil and Jose, are both aligned on this concept.
Of course, the water quality is also a very nice topic to thinking about in the future. I think so. Also.
Okay, but I mean, we have several working groups. These are open to everyone. I think that water quality is more related to water working group 4, which is a topic that we will tackle. But we are a big group of people. So, and I don't think this network can generate only one proposal. I think that there should be, at the end of this exercise, several options. No. The question for us, and probably the exercise that we will try to do, is to try to identify a title and an aggregation of interest around specific titles that could be needed and could be constructed in the coming months. So this is the work that could be done in order to capitalize the important the network that we have built, and to capitalize the experience that we have as a group. So I agree. The water quality will be certainly one of the topics.
Gernot.
So is it realistic to go for another cost action then? Would this make sense, or is this the goal?
What
is this the goal? Would be this?
No, the cost is a call. So
I know. But
there is not. I mean, the cost association doesn't consider that in principle. They're not against the idea that you apply for a second one. Of course, if we apply for the second call, it could not be
the same or a continuation, a new one.
This exactly the same.
Yeah, of course.
And also, it is important. I think that the cost application is totally anonymous. So you cannot declare the applicant cannot declare himself as Harmonious cost network, because in this way you could be recognized by the reviewers. But this doesn't mean that you don't have to. You cannot show that there is a. No, you cannot show that there is a continuation of activities that are already ongoing in other networks that have been several interaction among the participants of the action. The only question is that for the cost rules, you cannot declare any or provide any elements that can provide your identity to the reviewers, because they really are strict about the review process and the fact that the application should be totally anonymous.
But it would be possible that if we come to the idea to submit a new cost proposal.
It is allowed.
Okay.
Absolutely. It is allowed. It is a possibility that we should consider. I'll tell you when eventually.
Would that make sense to? It would make sense to split into, for example, land and aquatic or hydro environment here, because we are quite. I think
we have already 4 working groups. So we are talking about data processing groups. So from up to 10:30,
it's just
we focus on that.
Okay.
Then there is vegetation.
Okay.
So there are already compacts and groups related to different activities. And of course, from my, as a chair of the action, my suggestion is it would be good that each working group comes with an idea. Then we can see if those ideas could be aligned, or if they are totally independent, or if there is some interaction, potential overlap among those ideas, and we can discuss how to merge or manage those suggestions. But I would prefer to focus on, for instance, in this case, if the suggestion of Jose is the only one, if there are other suggestions within this context, let's consider those.
okay.
Or let's discuss about this option. No?
Any comments from the others or?
Okay. Yes.
In terms of opportunities for.
Can you speak louder because the mic is here?
I just wanted to add, in terms of opportunity for continuation of collaboration among partners, that there is another instrument, that is the Maria Skłodowska Actions, and in particular the RISE program for Research and Innovation Staff Exchange. This is also allowed for PhD students, because I heard that you are planning to use Erasmus as a tool. This could also be a good funding opportunity if you like to take a look at it.
Okay. Can you send me the link of the code? Do you also have the deadline for this code?
It should be described in the guidelines.
The average budget, the duration, this kind of information. Okay, let's move on. Other opinions about this? Giuseppe, what do you think about the use of LiDARs applied to environmental science? Because I mean, the natural conclusion might be the use of LiDAR. It's an option. And since we are in the working group of data processing, I see in this context, I give you my idea. I see, and I would like to know your Jill. Let me just say this. I see 2 options or 2 opportunities that are somehow in agree with what Jose told us. it is true that there have been an innovation and an advancement in the sensors cost and quality. And in this, probably it might be the right time to explore the use more deeply, the use of high quality sensors like epispectral and LiDAR, which could be a real advance in the use of environmental monitoring. Not sure if we want to say on environmental, but it sounds reasonable for the community. Gilles.
Yeah, I was thinking now about sensor integration, low-cost sensor integration for environmental monitoring. So we have a lot of sensors, and how about how we can integrate them in the very effective use and for monitoring the environment. So it will be nice if we can use the thermal, RGB, multispectral LiDAR, and so on in the good way. And to understand if this integration is beneficial or not. Okay, so it's my opinion. Also, can be a topic in this direction. Integration of different sensors for environment.
This is dependent on the application too.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm wondering, José, I'm wondering with this low cost LiDAR, do you think they have the same accuracy of the higher cost ones, or there is some lack in accuracy?
There is a lacking, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, because with images you depend about the height and the resolution of the images are very higher than the LiDAR. Then we need to explore what is the accuracy you can improve with LiDAR, but LiDAR has less precision or less accuracy than images or data from images. But like Gilles said before, the speed in order to obtain data is very high with LiDAR, because with images you need to post-processing images. With LiDAR is very quickly. Then you can access to another kind of works, because you can obtain the point cloud very quickly, but with less precision, less accuracy than that is the opportunity to compare the accuracy now with the LiDAR sensors, cheap LiDAR sensors with images. LiDAR is very quickly, no so accuracy. Images is very accuracy, but it's not so quickly because you need to post-processing images.
Yeah.
That is the idea, to compare and to publish some workflows in order to work with this new kind of sensor, and obviously the integration with all of these sensors, RGB cameras, with thermal cameras, with LiDAR. That is very nice. For me, it's a very nice research topic in the future.
Yeah, so I think one issue with LiDAR is definitely also the cost related. So we just looked into the latest state-of-the-art LiDAR for UAVs, and this was just a sensor about 180,000 euros. So this is very difficult to.
No, but we are talking about the low-cost LiDAR.
Okay.
So there are LiDAR, that's what we are saying. There are opportunities to buy LiDAR that cost a few thousand euros.
Yes, but the distance that it covers.
What is it? Limitations, but that's the question: what purpose we can use these low-cost? What could be
I mean,
what are the characteristics of this low cost? Because I'm not familiar with it. I know about the LiDAR that is on the iPhone. It should be something like that, because this is a low range LiDAR. But what is the range?
Jose.
I'm writing a link for you, Oster.com, and you can see here different sensors from 50 meter range, 120 meter range, and 240 meter range.
Oh wow, it's not so bad.
And the cost of this kind of sensors is very cheap. Very cheap. I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 low cost LiDAR sensors.
Okay.
Now that is the sensor. Then we need more
software. The software.
The IMU, the inertial system, the GPS, because you need it for LiDAR. Because with images you can relate the different images without IMU system, or even without GPS control point, GPS mount in the drone. Because with control point you can georeference all the images, but with LiDAR it's impossible. With LiDAR you need IMU system, GPS system, and obviously the LiDAR sensor. Then you need 3 different devices in order to obtain the point cloud. But I insist in this concept. I think it's very nice research topic in order to several students or PhD students in order to research. It's nice.
Jose.
Yeah.
Do you know if it's possible to choose the frequency also of the LiDAR in this application?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. I don't know.
Looking at the specs, I mean, you can do 10 or 20 hertz.
Sorry, I can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest problem with some of these low-cost LiDARs is the number of returns is so low. It's one, or and on the Oster systems, it's two returns. And in a lot of vegetation settings, we need 4, potentially 5 returns to get through the vegetation. So I mean, personally, if you're looking at bare flat ground, they're great. The 1 or 2 return sensors are great, but if we're looking at vegetation structure or more complex things, it's multiple returns is key. And so I don't know. I mean, it's it'd be worth testing, but I think
limiting the possibilities, moving the focus of the
right, and especially if we're looking at it from top down. I mean, 1 or 2 returns from a vehicle navigation system sensor is fine, because that's all you need is the strongest return to see a building or a person. But I think from a environmental monitoring perspective, it's probably more returns is going to be better just in general. So.
Okay, this is an issue. But it's not a totally limiting issue, because in the reality we could restrict our interest to rivers and morphology. For instance, in this context, this kind of sensor could be used successfully, for landslides, all the
rapid detection, post-flood detection.
In this could happen. Just for the record, I was checking the situation for the cost code, and just to let you know, it is open right now, and it will be open until October. So the timing is fine. We are in a perfect timing to identify the right topic and try to apply for a second proposal. I think this is I mean, if we think to go in this direction. We should think really in depth and use today and tomorrow to identify the topic, potential proposers, so the group of proposers that are willing to join the new action and build it. Just to let you know, the proposal, there has been a proposal that stemmed from Harmonious and that used our proposal, because I sent our draft, the document of our application, that is a reserved document, to Martin Mokros, because he asked me to have it, and I'm always open. I don't hide data and everything, and it was a successful application as well. They changed the topic, of course. The proposal has been modified. They focused more clearly on forestry, so there is already something that is tackling this issue. So, and it's something that was also announced in Salonico, and we also suggested to anyone interested in this topic to join the action if there was an interest, or if there is an interest. I don't know, are you in that action also?
I heard, but no.
I think so. In me.
You are in there.
We are in there. It's the first meeting in June in Prague. The first MC meeting.
In 2020?
Yes, this summer. The first initiative MC meeting was done when I was in Potenza in October, and now we are preparing for the first meeting.
Okay, good. 22, June 22.
Yeah.
So it will be
this summer.
Okay.
Next summer. It's already that the project is already running. So first MC and workshop. And
okay, fine.
It is for me and someone else. I leave the position. It's a guy who's interested more than me. And I want to. Anyway.
Okay. That's really the coffee. The coffee is also already served. So.
Just to try to summarize all your ideas, we have it, and will be in the report. Send it to Salvatore. Just you to know. That Chris wrote all the ideas, and we'll send the report to Salvatore. That will be on the Costa Harmonious webpage.
No. We will try to summarize, and I will try to summarize this during the MC, all the discussion we had. So this is extremely useful to try to focus and try to identify what could be possible. If you have potential calls that we could consider in the coming hours, because we're focusing on this issue, just send us a message, and Sonia and I, Laszlo, Brigitte, will try to put together a short summary for the MC of tomorrow. Or summary of options. So, and we could open the discussion tomorrow regarding the option that have been suggested during the working group meetings. All right, I think that Laszlo is telling us that we should be ready for the next working group. So you are welcome to stay online and are you closing the activities?
The activity is not closing, will continue. So I'm not closing anything. No, thank you very much, guys, for all your involvement, all your ideas. Thank you very much for being here in the presence. So we'll come with something else, hopefully soon. And we'll be in contact. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to you.
See you in half an hour. We'll convene again here for group 2. Okay, I leave open the channel, so I just interrupt the record.